Hi everyone and welcome along. Now this week we're taking a break from looking at my colour palette because we need to get ready for Valentine's Day. Now whether you love it or it's not for you, it's a really nice time to paint a card to send to anyone who you want to show some love to. And when I say anyone, that could also mean the four-legged furry friends in your life. So this week on YouTube, I'm going to paint for you today a lovely dog-themed Valentine's card, and on Thursday, a gorgeous little cat. I love these two tutorials because not only are we giving you lovely Valentine's ideas, we're also giving you a really simple and easy to follow tutorial on how to paint two of our favourite four-legged furry friends. And if you love that and you want even more Valentine's content, well, check out social media. We've got loads of quick and easy, quick cut tutorials coming for you there. But if you join Patreon, you'll get even more. And on Patreon this week, I am painting this beautiful patchwork quilt heart, which was such a joy to paint. The tutorial's coming out tomorrow for patrons on the Sweet Pea tier. And of course, Patreon members also get long form versions of all our quick cut social media tutorials. So, there's plenty for you to check out over there. And if you fancy joining, just head to the episode notes below and you will find all you need to know. But for now, grab your paints and let's get started. For all my cards, it's just watercolour paper, the regular watercolour paper I always use, but I just score it in half beforehand, and then it just allows me to paint straight onto lovely cards. So it's funny, so many people ask me. I think it's maybe you just assume that you can't. So we're going to just do a really cute little doggy holding a bouquet, because that's what I dream of Crumble doing. And so to draw it, we're just going to start with a sort of, a sort of rough potato-y shape, which is going to be the sort of torso, and from there we're going to come up to get the head shape, but it's also going to sort of come down to bring us down into a little foot, and then the legs are always quite sort of strangely sort of off the front of these sort of torso bits, and then can sort of play around with the shapes and the dynamics. If you're not into drawing, just remember, once I've finished my sketching, my playing around with the sketch, you can just pause the video, take a screen grab, really. Now this basic shape, and we have got lots of dog and cat tutorials already on the channel, but this will work for most sort of standard sized dogs. I'm just going to do a very sort of kind of fairly nondescript dog breed today that I feel like lots of us can sort of probably see bits of our own dog in and be able to adapt it, whether you're making the fur more shaggy or just general colour adaptations and things. Okay, so we're going to have a slight lean on the head, and again it's a sort of similar kind of shape, but this we're going to just bring a nice big nose down like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a lovely bunch of flowers. I'm drawing really quite heavily, but I just really want to be able to show you sort of how sort of scribbly and things I like to draw, and then I love to rub it all out afterwards, essentially. So I'm going to have just some really simple little loving eyes, and then at the sort of corners here we're going to sort of bring some ears down. That's the point where maybe if your dog's ears go up, then they can just pop up there, and then I'll just sort of adapt it a little bit. Okay, so we've got lots of very heavy pencil here. So there are two things to do. First off, I use my hard eraser to rub out the lines that I don't want to see at all. Like that one there. Maybe some of these down here. Don't need that baseline anymore. Thin that out, thin that out. And then I have a kneadable eraser, a putty rubber, to lighten it. So if you want to pause the video, take a screen grab, now's the time to do so. And I will just knock this right back to get my sketch. And then we'll start painting. So we're going to start off with some light colours to just build the general sort of body contours of our dog. And for me, I'm going to use some warm, like buff titanium and yellow ochre shades. And then I'm going to take some raw umber. I think that'll be quite nice. When I'm doing things like this, I like to just get a bit of a smorgasbord of colours. And then I do want a bit of a shadowy tone. I know that doesn't seem particularly light as a colour, but that's going to be useful. We just dilute everything down, really. So, like I say, I'm going to begin by just placing in the basic colours. Sort of, when I say basic colours, I mean I'm just sort of building up the contours of the body, and we've got bouquet sort of coming out here, so we're not going to see all of it. But I'd like to think that once you've got this basic shape, just by simply putting in the basic colours or fur patterns of your dog, you'll be able to paint something that's actually really recognisable. And I was inspired to come up with a design like this because last year for Valentine's Day, Ant gave me a card that said, "I love you more than the dog." And any dog owner knows that's quite a big claim. I mean, we are married, he loves me very much, but I was honoured, honoured to be told I was loved more than the dog, although we didn't tell Crumble, because obviously he's top dog in our household. So what I'm doing now is I'm just starting to build up colours, and like I think I'm going to do a sort of fairly sort of smooth-haired brown dog, or sort of maybe somewhere between a golden Labrador and some kind of mix. But right now all I'm doing really is focusing on the contours of the body, and what I mean by that is getting the roundness, focusing colour onto the sort of edges, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And now we can look at the colours. And I'm going to go for some classic red roses because I feel like this dog would understand Valentine's Day in terms of classics, the classics. So I've got a size 0 brush. I did all that with a size 4, by the way. That felt like that worked absolutely fine. You don't want a too small brush when you're doing stuff like this. And we're just going to paint really simple little swirls. And you see that if I just lift the brush a little bit off the page as I come round, we get little unpainted lines that create a simple rose that's sort of off to one side. If I sort of paint a bit more heavily on one side, it looks like you've got a rose sort of angled off to the side, and I've painted one or two that are sort of just overlapping onto the dog there. Maybe a few little buds, so just some slightly smaller little cup-shaped ones. I'll do one more. And we're going to do one on the floor because he dropped one, but also because I want to just balance the composition a little bit, because it was a little bit high on the card and now it works really nicely. So I'm going to take some sap green now and start to paint in the stems. Just be careful if your, if your roses have only just been painted like mine have. I don't want to go too close in there, so I'll just carefully paint a stem. And in fact down here I can just demonstrate. So I've got a few little branches coming off and then some rose leaves in this kind of simple style. I'm just going to squash my brush down, squash it down, angle it down and come off with a little bit of control like that. Roses usually grow leaves in sort of little clusters like this, 3 or 5. That's rather lovely. So I'm just going to let that dry and then I'm going to place in leaves in and amongst the bouquet. So I'm combining stems and leaf shapes, and I'm just painting them around the edge of the roses. And sometimes I'll use a sort of strong green, and then I'm just I'm sort of cleaning my brush off and painting in some slightly more diluted leaves as well, just to give it a bit more variation. But it's all just with sap green. Like I say, we're keeping things really simple for this piece. But it's rather funny because when we paint Christmas cards, I'm always talking about keeping it simple, because you're going to paint probably lots of cards. And it just dawned on me just as I said that, keeping this Valentine's card simple, because the expectation is not that you're going to be painting lots of these. Surely just one. I don't know. I mean, no judgment, but I think Ant will be asking questions if I'm busy squirreling away in the office painting all sorts of Valentine's cards for different people. Of course, Crumble might get one if he's lucky. Maybe he'll get this one. And now I'm going to take some alizarin crimson, and I'm just going to sort of add a little bit more of a swirl to those roses. So I'm following the same track, but as you can see, I'm not doing quite as much, and I'm just sort of adding a little bit more accent to the sort of the lower half, and it works so well. Try to leave some of the unpainted space. Of course, with your sort of more closed flowers, you might not see quite so much, but I'm absolutely thrilled with how that's looking. So we just need our flowers to dry and then we can finish off our dog. I've decided it might be nice to go for some kind of sort of Labrador, because I never draw Labradors. So I've just added some yellow into all my earthy tones, and I'm just going to add a glaze of some golden tone, because I know so many people have Labradors, and I wonder if sometimes you think they get overlooked because they're so, well, they're everywhere, aren't they? But I don't know if they often actually get immortalised in art, so I'm going to go for that. But like I said, you can just really adapt this to whichever dog you've got. So I'm just bringing out some, again, more contours of the body. I would probably be using a larger brush. I am going to use a larger brush because this is getting silly. And look, you've got yourself a pet portrait at the same time as doing a Valentine's card, so that's pretty good. I'm going to take some burnt sienna, a little bit of Payne's grey, just a little bit more. Give our doggy a nose. Like that tiny bit of shine I've just got on it. And then I'll just put a little bit of black in the bottom. And then some paws. And then just at this stage, what I do want to do is get some rather faint black, and I'm just going to outline that and just get the chin in there. And really, that's it. That's us done. We just need to let it dry 100%, rub out the pencil, and we've got ourselves a gorgeous little Valentine's card. So the pencil is rubbed out and we've got our lovely doggy Valentine's card all done. But don't fret, if you are a cat lover, a cat owner, make sure you're watching on Thursday and we will have a card just for you. But I want to wish you all a very happy run up to Valentine's Day. And yeah, if there's a four-legged friend in your family, then maybe consider that they might be the star of the show on your Valentine's card. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know how you get on with this one in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us out. And of course, we want to spread the wonderful joy of watercolour. Okay, I'll see you again next time. Bye!